Hi, welcome to Toy Hill Studio. My name is Kendall Kessler. I'm going to do another demo painting. I was going to go back to my Skyline series. I've done several abstracts, and then I decided now I want to do one more abstract, or what we artists call non-figurative or non-objective. And the reason is, for the last two, I've had viewers see something in the painting, which is what happens to me often too. I didn't see anything in the last two, but one viewer saw an octopus. Another viewer saw a figure of a woman on the right side, and after I looked at it, I could kind of see that too. And I have a series on my website called Suggestions, and this happens to me a lot too. When I see a painting that's supposed to not have any recognizable shapes, I start to see something in it. So I started a series where I just try to make a totally non-objective painting, no shapes, and just see if something shows up as I paint, and then go with it. So that's what I'm going to do today, and just see what happens. And again, I'm going to separate the warm and cool colors like I have been for the last two, just to see how that works. But I'm not going to start with any kind of pre-planned space. I'm just going to move around and let it happen. So this one's really experimental. And I'm going to start with the cool colors. It's so easy to get these colors so mixed up that they kind of gray out. So I'm just going to put some cool colors down. I'm not going to think about it too much. I'm going to really have fun with this painting. Always have fun with these YouTubes, but I'm going to really just play with this one. I'm not even worried about any kind of shapes, just any kind of plan of the space, which is a very important part of art. If you do artwork, you know what I'm talking about, the composition. But I'm just going to let it take shape and see if I can work with the space as I go along. I'll do a few more cool colors and then go to warm colors. Now I might go back and forth, and I'm hoping that this one really does show something as I paint, and then I'm going to bring it out. Maybe not in this layer, but maybe in another layer. I'm kind of in the mood to really take some time with one. Okay, now I'm going to get some warm colors in and just go around. Hoping this will dry very quickly because I'm also in the mood to do something complicated. The last two weren't very complicated, in my opinion, and I really like complicated paintings that just change all over the place, where there's so much to look at. I used to wonder about this that I read in art books when I was studying, about how a really good painting makes you look at it every day and you see something different. I thought, what do you mean see something different? That didn't make any sense to me, but it does now, because a lot of artists will make it so complicated that there's like a color you didn't notice, a little brushwork you didn't notice, and it's just a real experience. And I see that in mine all the time now because my stuff has become very complicated. I'll look and I'll see things that I didn't notice before. And that's really a fascinating experience. And to me, it's so much what art is all about. Okay, I'll go back to the cool colors now. Is making a intriguing visual experience that just makes you look. I used to say that all the time to students at Radford University, that more than anything, art is about making you look. And it doesn't really matter which level of abstraction. It is not that. It's how it's put together. And if it grabs your attention, then to me that's really a good piece of artwork. Now, there's always disagreement. There's disagreement in everything. I'm sure you know that. All fields of study. But to me, it really should just make you look by the way it's arranged. And so far I don't see a thing, and that's fine. This might turn out to just be actually a non-objective painting this time. But I think if I work for a while, that is going to happen. And I keep going back and forth because I really like to do that. I like to juxtapose warm and cool colors. That's why I do so many landscapes, because that's the way the world is. Warm and cool colors juxtaposed. Oh, I'm starting to really like that area right through there. Kind of bordering between warm and cool through some of these areas, which I knew I was going to do because I always want to accent. So that's probably going to happen, as we're going to see them intermingle and not really separate out so much. So far I kind of like it as an abstract painting, moving real fast and just letting things happen. And so much of what I do is anything, it's not something you explain to people. It just comes from all those years of working with color and working with drawing and just everything that I've done as an artist, that you just learn so much about the medium, what it can do, and then there's just this constant visual reaction to it. Like, I don't like that right there because it got too dark, so we're going to bring it up. And it's a fascinating experience. And I would, even though it is a job and it's a lot of work and it's a discipline. I mean, there are times it's the last thing I want to do, but it's just like music. A lot of people don't realize that, but it's like music. You have to keep at it. You can't just say, well, I'll paint once in a while. It's going to be fine. No, it doesn't work that way. It's just like music. And I can say that with authority since I play the piano. And I actually get paid to play the piano, which is really nice. And I play every single day. Especially now that I'm way up there in years. I won't say how far up. I'm pretty far up there. Because, yeah, my hands are definitely slowing down, which really makes me sad. That's why I think I always liked art better than music, even though music is great. And, yeah, they do go hand in hand, like a lot of people say. But I've always liked art better because you can do it in a wheelchair. It's really in your mind more than anything else. Yeah, there is certain things that certainly require incredible dexterity, like sign painting. But for the most part, it's in the person's mind. But to be able to, well, this is really getting cool. I'm glad I'm yakking and not paying so much attention. Starting to get some really interesting things going. And as you can see, I'm kind of mingling the two together. I knew I would. They're not completely separate. But yeah, there were certain things. And calligraphy, yeah, dexterity. But most of it, it's really just a matter of being in a person's mind. And Renoir, I think I mentioned this before, he had terrible arthritis towards the end of his life, and he sat in a wheelchair, and he strapped a brush to his arm. And he just kept on painting. And he also made that statement, it's not a matter of dexterity, it's in my head. And that's why I've always liked it better than music. And music, is so wonderful, and it really makes me sad that I cannot do what I used to do on the piano. I'm working real hard with Hannon. Those of you that do music, you know what I'm talking about. These exercises that will just drive you crazy to try to get back what I had, or try as best I can. But it just amazes me the certain pieces that I could play so easily that now really require a lot of effort. I don't think I have arthritis, but I might be developing some. So I bought this really nice recording instrument because, I really want to record it. I mean, there may come a day when I really can't play the piano, and that will make me very sad. So I want to record it because it might be of interest to someone. And I did actually write a piece of music, and I want to record that and make a YouTube with that, with my beach paintings. The music is about water, and I still don't see anything. I'm real surprised. And I want to put up a bunch of my beach paintings and have that piece of music that I actually wrote and copyrighted. Now you can see I'm going back and forth to the warm and the cool. I don't really see anything happening yet. As I mentioned before, one time I did one of these and I thought, there is nothing there. It is totally abstract. I defy anybody to find any kind of shape in there that's starting to come out. And then when I was getting ready to put it on the internet, I looked at it, I thought, oh my God, the top, there was a fox. And I mean, there was a fox. So I went back into it and brought that out more strongly. A fox looked like it was running along. I really like the way this is turning out, but I don't see a thing. I really don't. Maybe a dolphin up here. Or yeah, maybe a little fish over there or something, but not much. Usually something does come out. Let's see, I'll work a little bit longer. I don't want to overwork it because it's starting to get some interesting areas. And as you can see, I'm definitely going back in to the warm and the cool colors, and I'm letting them mix together like I do in my regular work because I just love that juxtaposition. And still not really seeing anything, although you really couldn't see a dolphin right through there. Maybe that's what I'll do. Just pull out some fish right through there and through there. I'm seeing that. And what I do when I pull out those shapes is I usually add some too, because lots of times the spacing is not very good, and just having those two right there probably it's not going to work very well. But let me see, I'm going to get a little small brush and maybe do a little something with that. I don't want to lose the really nice color contrast I have and the color vibrancy, which is so easy to do. So let's see if I can do that. And just kind of, some kind of fish. And I am losing some of the color, so I'm going to go back into it. Yeah, I'm going to have to use some white because it's starting to really lose that vibrancy. It's still losing it. Oh well. I can always... Oh, there. No, it's getting it back right through there. Can always work offline. But yeah, I can certainly make that into some kind of fish. So, something did show up. Let me see. Go on the other side. This time I'll try real hard not to lose the really pretty blue that I have there by keeping it real high value. Oh, and there's a real purple there I'm going to lose. Oh, no, that worked good. A little fin right through there. And a little tail area. It's kind of like a bottlenose something. But, yeah, I am definitely seeing a few fish. So I can work with that. And then I'm definitely going to add some more. And actually, I kind of see some mushrooms right through there. But, it's kind of weird to have the mushrooms with the fish. Not that there's anything wrong with that. But I think I might just let this be kind of a water scene. And we can make kind of like coral looking things right through here. Reaching up, because coral can certainly be any color and would add a lot to this scene, and also it adds some nice things to the spacing too. And according to my clock, I have only gone 10 minutes. But I'm always amazed because I don't know if I just forget to look or something, but lots of times I think I've only done a few minutes of this and it's gone 20 minutes. And which is okay. I'm sorry, I really messed that one up. I'll have to work on that offline because I really don't like the loss of the color right through there. But I think that I've just been hardly gone at all, and then 20 minutes. And that's okay, but don't want any more than 20 minutes, but I was real surprised. Last one was actually over 20 minutes. That's the first one I've done that long. Yeah, I'm real sorry. I know you might not be able to see it because of the way the colors show up in these, but I really did lose some real pretty vibrancy in that area right through there that I'll definitely want to try to get back, but probably just do that off camera. Let's see. So those can be like coral. And I'm not going to change all this to make it look like water so much because I really like what happened. And if I do that, I'm going to lose it. As I've mentioned before, that is the biggest complaint, probably the biggest complaint most artists have, is that they lose what they had by overworking the painting. And since this was supposed to just either be an abstract or have a little something in it, I'm not going to change all that and lose the color contrast and the vibrancy that I had. I've only lost it right through there, and I'm going to go back into that again. But I think I'll go off camera. I think what I'll do now is probably add another one right through here. You've probably noticed that a lot of artwork 3 just makes for a good composition or design space. Don't know why, it just does, and it's always different. But probably going to do that, maybe add a few more things. But I really think this turned out to be a nice kind of in-between abstract and whatever you want to call it. It's an abstract painting with some recognizable shapes. It's art. Thank you for watching. Be sure to check out the link when I'm done with this painting because it's definitely going to change, and other links to my artwork, my website, Etsy, so forth.